Hi there, my name is Artem, and today I want to talk about Apify. Apify allows you to connect data sources and different tools to Claude Code or anything else that speaks MCP basically. So you can use this for lead gen, you can use this for automation. There are literally, tens of thousands of different tools you can connect. Apify is super inexpensive. It basically, has a freemium tier. But when you start paying for it, you will have a certain amount of credits you can spend on actors. And actors are basically their terminology for a tool. So people basically create tools and put them on Apify Marketplace and decide how much they want to charge for using the tool. And then Apify puts their own commission on top of it, right? Pretty much. So for example, here, this is a Google Maps scraper, and the pricing is this, right? So it's like $1.50 for 1,000 Google Maps places scraped, right? So in most cases, it's a certain amount of money you pay per 1,000 requests, more or less. So yeah, so let's just see how useful it is. Well, first you go to connectors, right? And then add, browse, and here you find Apify. And then you just connect it, pretty much. That's it. And once you have connected it, you can go to Claude, and this obviously works on desktop and in web, and you choose Apify here, right? From the connectors enabled. And then you say, looking at Apify connectors, what could help me scrape contacts data for dentist in my area, right? So basically you give it a task, like what are you trying to achieve, right? Just maybe a small brief. And then it will go out, and instead of you trying to find the connector you need, it will find the connector for you. Now we have actors, those are basically tools. You can also search here, Google Maps scraper. It was here on the front page, but anyway, you can search also yourself, but you can let AI do that. So here we have Google Maps scraper, right? And if you check it out, you can see its capabilities. Okay, so now let's use Google Maps scraper and find 10 dentist offices in Helsinki, Finland, right? And now what will happen behind the scenes is that it will use this actor, right? Which basically a tool. It will call this tool behind the scenes, and you will pay according to the pricing. But if you have a free account, you have $5, free credits that is always added to your account every month. But if you have a starter pack, I use that, then you will have about $30 to spend on actors. So now it's executing the actor. And what I like about this is that there are so many actors or tools, whatever you want to call them. If you want to scrape pretty much any data, we're talking about Google Maps reviews, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, anything, you can probably find an actor for that. You want to scrape Reddit, you want to scrape, email addresses of websites, you want to do SEO analysis. Yeah, you can do all of it using actors. So this basically removes the barrier completely, because normally if you were creating scrapers, you would run into anti-bot protection, you would run into maybe limits on requests and so on. Here, right, you just choose an actor that does what you want it to do, and you're done. The actor, you see it's running, right? And once it's done, it will show us the result. And here is the result. This table is not very useful. You can just click View on Apify, and it will take you to your dashboard, and you can see all the results. Here it is. All the results, right? With contact information, social media, ratings, reviews, right? If there are any, and then you can use lead enrichment and so forth. And you can see social profiles, right? If there are any. So this, now you can uses JSON. So you can copy paste this and give it to Claude Code, for example, to work further on it, enrich it potentially. You can, of course, share this data set. You can, of course, download it as a file as well if you wanted to. And yeah, this is super useful in my opinion, because this allowed me to create workflows that were super complex. For example, you could scrape, for example, Google Maps, find specific companies, for example, in specific industries, and then analyze using different tools their website performance, are they spending on Google Ads or not, how is their SEO, and then get their contact information, then create potentially, custom-made, hyper-personalized emails to send, and so forth. So there is quite a lot you can do. If you want, I can make a longer video, but this is just to show you how easy it is to use Apify and how easy it is now to connect, thousands of different data sources to Claude or any MCP-enabled AI. Yeah, so hopefully this was useful, and I'll see you in the next one.